The Chicago Bears have made another signing in NFL free agency, and we're going to talk about this breaking news coming up in just a moment. Welcome into Bears Now by Chat Sports. I'm Harrison Graham. This is why you subscribe to the channel. Whether it's a big signing, a big trade, a small signing, doesn't matter. Breaking news, we hit you guys with the video. So hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and let's break down this signing. Devin Duvernay, you are a Chicago Bear. My name is Harrison Graham. Let's break down this news here on Bears Now as they have added another player to the wide receiver room and another special teams player. That's been a big theme as of late in this second, third wave of free agency, whatever you want to call it. Duvernay, who is more known as a special teams player than a receiver, we'll talk about all aspects of his game, has agreed to a one-year deal. Bears have already announced the deal. I would assume vet minimum or slightly more. Don't think it's going to cost more than that. I think this is pretty sneaky good signing here. I like this addition by the Chicago Bears, and he fits the mold of the two guys who visited recently, and Mecole, Hardman, and Rondale Moore, guys with return ability, speed, ran a 4.39 in the 40, big play potential on offense, but really explosive potential as a returner. Let's talk about him first as a receiver. So he played his first 4 years in the NFL with the Baltimore Ravens, last year with Jacksonville. You kind of see his first 3 years, like nothing that's jumps off the page, right? No, not crazy production, but like complimentary, like wide receiver 4, wide receiver 5 type of numbers, especially in 2022. He got above 400 yards, had 3 touchdowns that year. Not really sure what happened in 23. I guess they drafted Zay Flowers, so he would have taken a bigger role. They had Rashad Bateman, a couple of tight ends. I think he probably just got squeezed out of opportunities offensively. Signed with Jacksonville, didn't do a ton either from a receiving standpoint. So I can't speak specifically to why his role dipped as a receiver over the past 2 years, because I do think he's capable of at least being a complimentary player. I loved him at Texas, especially as last year they moved him to the slot and he excelled in that position. So we'll see if he can get more involved as a receiver in this offense with Ben Johnson, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But this has been his bread and butter as a return specialist. 87 kick returns in his career, almost 25 average. As a punt returner, averages 12 yards per punt return, which is upper echelon in the NFL. 2 total return touchdowns in his career. I believe both were kickoff returns. But he's generated big plays both as a punt and a kick returner throughout his 5-year NFL career, and so much so that he was an All-Pro in 2021. His second year in the league, he was a All-Pro returner, first team voted by the AP. He's been a 2-time Pro Bowler as well in 2021 and in 2022. This is a high-level return specialist, and I think DeAndre Carter, compared to prior years, gave you more juice from the return position. But if Duvernay's right and he's healthy, I think this is probably your best return specialist you've had as a punt or a kick returner since Cordero Patterson, and he does both. That's what's nice about Duvernay. Like, Patterson was only a kickoff return guy. He did not return punts. Carter really was only a punt returner, didn't do much as a kick returner. Duvernay can do both. He can return kicks, he can return punts, and with the new kickoff rule, more teams are returning kickoffs than they were a couple of years ago. So I think you're seeing the Bears make an investment there. And we've seen Richard Hightower get a lot of say and influence, I think, with special teams additions on this roster. And I like that. I like that they're valuing the third phase of the game because, as we saw in Week 18 with Josh Blackwell's punt return, a play like that can win you a game over the course of the season. So Devin Duvernay is a guy who could steal a game for you here and there over the course of 17 games. Grade the signing of Devin Duvernay, A, B, C, D, or F. Drop a letter grade down in the comments of this video and let us know how you guys feel about it. Now, the question I have, and we kind of alluded to it earlier, is will he have a role on the offense, right? Because his first 3 years, he complimentary piece, not like he was, some high-level receiver, but 200, 300, 400 yards, like he was involved. Then the last 2 years, not so much. Last year in Baltimore, last year in Jacksonville. So I'll be curious to see if Ben Johnson has a role for him. We'll kind of discuss another area of his game where maybe he gets some involvement in the offense. But first, I do want to tell you guys about today's sponsor. That is PrizePicks. Picks. The best daily fantasy sports app in North America is PrizePicks. And listen, the month of March is here. We all know what that means, all sports fans out there. This thing called madness, maybe you've heard of it. Get in on the action right now. Set lineups of 2 or more players and pick more or less on the stats available. Points, rebounds, assists. If you want to do other players, goals in hockey, soccer, etc. That's what's cool about PrizePicks. You can cross over sports in your lineup. You could have a soccer player, a hockey player, a basketball player, a baseball player, all in your same lineup, and you just pick more or less on the stats that are presented, and if you hit, you win, which is awesome. Little 3-player lineup here on the hardwood, which is awesome. Johnny Broom, you get a little deal out of the gate there. Half a point, take the more on him. You got our good friend John Pulakidis as well. Take the more on his points, rebounds, and assists. And then Joe Bamasili, I think, there as well. 1.5 3-pointers made. I like the more on that one. Very familiar with all their games. 10 to win 50 on that 3-player lineup. But guess what? You can win up to 1,000 times your money on certain lineups, and this is really the deal for you. Code CLNS at prizepicks.com/CLNS for new customers out there. You are going to get a $50 bonus once you set your first lineup and play for just $5. Doesn't matter if you win or lose. $5, get an additional 50 for free. It's awesome. prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS to take advantage. Okay, Devin Duvernay. How about this? Can Ben Johnson, a creative guy, use Devin Duvernay some out of the backfield? Probably not like as a pure running back, but jet sweeps, other gadget plays to get him involved, because clearly that's been an area where he's been explosive here, right? I mean, over 7 yards per carry, 31 carries over 5 seasons. So that's been an area of his game where he's been utilized, does have a touchdown as well. I think the point here is you have a creative offensive coach in Ben Johnson. This feels more like a special team signing, but compared to Travis Homer, I think Duvernay could give you a little juice on offense as a receiver, as a player out of the backfield. That, hey, 4.39 speed, he's been productive before. With the ball in his hands, he can make things happen. Put him out there on the field, 10, 12 snaps a game, and see if he could pop a play for you. I think he's got that ability in him at this point in time. Obviously now when you look at the wide receiver position as a whole, you've got your big 2. Zaccheus probably has the inside track as your wide receiver 3, but Devin Duvernay, Tyler Scott could certainly compete in there as well. Then you have some deeper depth guys on the roster as well. We've talked about Tyler Scott a little bit recently. Like, does this mean anything for Scott? I think more so it's competition, right? Like, you're gonna have to earn a role on this team if you're beyond the top couple of the guys. You're not just gonna be given a role. Like last year, it was clear who the top 3 were with DJ, Keenan, and Rome. Like, they almost didn't even have to earn it, which certain guys really don't have to. Like, if you're making $25 million per year, you're not going to have to really earn your playing time. DJ and Rome aren't going to have to earn a ton. But the guys after that, they are. They're going to have to grind. They're going to have to prove that they can be trusted to get on the field and make plays for this offense, for Caleb Williams, for Ben Johnson. And I think you're going to see a lot of competition at receiver. I bet they would add a bigger body guy at some point, whether it's in the draft or free agency, someone that could back up Rome Odunze at that X spot, because I don't think they really have that at this point in time. Devin Duvernay is not that. He's 5'10", 5'11", speedy guy. So that is that. What does it mean for Rondale Moore, who visited the other day? I'm not sure. He visited the Jets yesterday. He's off in Nashville visiting the Titans today, so he's kind of making the rounds. He's also still recovering from injury, so maybe he'd be a guy that could sign later to get into the mix as well. Who knows? Obviously, Mecole Hardman signed with the Packers, for anyone who missed that, so he will not be signing with the Chicago Bears. Who will have a bigger role in 2025, if you had to guess? Type DD for Devin Duvernay or TS for Tyler Scott. Give us your thoughts on that one down in the comment section below. DD for Duvernay or TS for Tyler Scott. All right, so Devin Duvernay, the latest addition to the Chicago Bears in NFL free agency, obviously made their splashes in the trenches with the 2 trades, Jonah Jackson, Joe Thuney. You signed Drew Dahlman, Dio Adengbo, and Grady Jarrett. Scott Daly is back as well. Olamide Zaccheus, Stephen Carlson, Travis Homer returns to the fold as well. Doug Kramer, our good friend, now Devin Duvernay. There's been a couple other lower-end re-signings as well, like Eamon Ogbongbemiga signed before free agency. So did our good friend Josh Blackwell. So we'll see what happens next. Certainly in the kind of bargain bin area of free agency right now, that's where the Bears seem to be living after they made their splashes the first couple of days and even before free agency with a couple of trades. But Duvernay, the latest player to sign with the Bears. If they sign another player, we'll hit you guys with another video when that happens. If not, I'll be back tomorrow with another episode of Chicago Bears Now. So bear down, and we'll see you then.